Congratulations, you're born in 14th century Europe, which is basically a hellhole. The year is 1350, and, oh boy, did you pick the worst possible time to show up. The plague is sweeping through the continent, and it doesn't care whether you're a baby or an adult. Nope, it's busy making sure that it infects each and everyone that you know or never knew. If that wasn't bad enough, you're born to a peasant family, which means your parents are broke. The place you live is a one-room wooden shack with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. Your bed is a ragged cloth stuffed with hay, and your first toy is a straw doll, which you hope the rats don't take away. Well, you can't really blame your parents. After all, they're trying their best to keep you alive. While your mum's already exhausted after giving birth to you, your dad is toiling in the fields, praying to St. Roch, who survived the plague. Your stomach growls so you cry out loud for your mother's milk. But don't expect a lot. If you're lucky, she might produce enough milk and feed you to keep you alive. If not, well, she will stuff your mouth with watery gruel, which is a mix of ground barley and desperation. Speaking of hygiene, well, it doesn't exist. Bathing isn't a thing, and diapers are an alien product. And germs? No one knows that these guys exist, which makes your crib a perfect place for them to live. As for the plague, which is terrorizing you, your family, and the village, it is caused by this guy, Yersinia pestis, who likes to cause havoc with the help of fleas, rats, and even people. The symptoms are gruesome: fever, headache, and black lumps, called buboes, appearing all over the body. If left untreated, death is waiting for you at the doorstep. Since it's the 14th century, medical care is simply non-existent. So if you get sick, be prepared for a priest to show up, mumbling some Latin while waving incense over your body. Or maybe this guy with a strange mask might treat you by bloodletting, or using some sketchy mix of herbs and animal parts. In the end, it's not looking good for you. Both of your older siblings have already kicked the bucket before you were born, and it's up to you to carry on the family's legacy. You've grown up and you're no longer a squishy, useless baby. You're now a slightly older, still useless toddler, and your biggest accomplishment by far, not ending up in a mass grave, which is no small feat. After all, in this period, funeral processions passing by daily is the new norm. Everywhere you turn, there's only death, death, and death. And the only guy with a stable job is the gravedigger, who always has carts of corpses to deal with. However, by the end of 1353, there's a sharp drop in cases, and people breathe a sigh of relief, believing the plague is finally gone. But the devastating impact of the plague has left many shattered and hopeless. However, you don't care about that. You're alive and kicking, which is the most important thing. But don't celebrate just yet, because you don't know what the plague has in store for you. After all, it's coming back, sooner or later. You're now a teenager, which sounds like sunshine and rainbows, because this is the period where your body changes a lot. However, for your body to grow taller and stronger, you need good food. But guess what? Your family and the village barely have enough food to survive. In short, forget about your dream of getting stronger, smarter, and better, because that's pretty much doomed. So you help your father in the field and decide to become a farmer. As a farmer, you spend days planting, harvesting, and praying to the weather, hoping it doesn't betray you. It takes hours for you to plough the land and take care of the crops. If the harvest fails, so does your family. But hey, you've still got something you can do to better your life. It's the year 1374. You're a grown adult now. The last wave of the plague took away your parents, and you're all alone. And now, it's time to find yourself a wife. Unfortunately, you don't have much choice when it comes to finding your dream girl. The village you live in probably has a dozen girls, out of which half are already promised to someone else. And most often that someone is usually a middle-aged farmer with 3 kids and a dead wife, because life wasn't cruel enough already. That one girl you've had an eye on since childhood, already married off to a wealthy guy. The widow down the alley. She's literally too busy raising her 5 kids, so you've got no option but to settle for your distant cousin, or maybe the girl no one wants because her family was wiped out. But the love gods have blessed you, and you fell in love with the girl you spotted in the nearby tavern. You're now married, but don't hop in joy as you've got a lot to do. While your new wife is washing clothes and trying to keep a few chickens alive, you're out in the field breaking your back to make a living. You're too exhausted to even talk that you collapse into bed, so let alone anything else. Also, the child mortality rate is freaking high, which doesn't help you either. So even if your wife is pregnant, there's no guarantee that she will survive childbirth. Forget about the baby. But you say, screw it, and become a father of 2, and your wife is doing fine too. As time passes by, you reflect on how far you've come. Those friends that you once had tragically didn't make it. Some died of the plague, while others fled the city, trying to survive in this unpredictable world. Occasionally you hang out with your neighbours or share a drink at the local tavern, but deep down, you know that you might not wake up to see the next day. You've got nothing to talk about like your fears or dreams. Because what's the point of that? After all, dreams don't put food on the table, and fears don't keep you alive. The only thing you can do now is survive. It's the year 1400. You're working in the field as usual when you suddenly feel a sense of fatigue and pain throughout your body. You brush it off, thinking it was because of all the work you've been doing lately. So you rest early and take a nap, hoping that you'll be all right. After a few hours, you wake up and start to shiver, with your joints starting to ache too. You sense something is wrong with you, so you take some herbal medicines and rest for the night. The next day, you spot some strange lumps on your hands and back of your body. Your worst fear has hit you head on, and you know what it is. It's the plague. The very same disease that wiped out your siblings and parents is now coming after you. You realise that you don't have much time left. So, you take a proper look at your wife and children for one last time and isolate yourself to prevent them from contracting it. 2 days have passed. You're lying still on your deathbed, thinking about your past as you slowly lose control of your body. After 3 days of excruciating pain and suffering, you finally say goodbye to the world. Well, it does suck to die in this fashion. But for a disease that wiped out nearly a third of Europe's population, you actually did live a pretty long life.